Hi guys, so this video is going to help you, build a budget, help you manage your money so that, you're paying everything you need to pay and you're not missing any payments. I will have an Excel that we're going to follow through, and you can build your sort of budget with me. You can do it on paper if you want, but Excel is easier to follow. So I thought I'd make this video just to help you out. Here's some interesting facts on the average savings in the UK. So, with Gen Z having the lowest average, of course, because they're born later with less time to save and work. But, based on that, with the millennials and Generation X, it's probably going up £2,000 each time. And that's not really a lot when you think about it in terms of what extra costs you have during those years. So Gen Z, a younger generation, probably only saving for cars and things like that. And millennials and Generation X, budgeting and saving for children, houses, more investments, and you can tell when £2,000 is the average savings going up that it's not a lot more money to have. A third of Brits have less than £600 in savings. That I don't think that even covers sort of mortgage or rent at the moment. So for COVID, a third of those people couldn't afford to pay their rent, let alone eat, or 41% don't have enough savings to live for a month without income. And again, that just shows how much budgeting does really matter. Hopefully this Excel budget will help you move forward, so we'll just move on to that now. Let's just start with the basics. So we'll go through the income and your expenses, and we'll fill this in a table format of just your payments and your amounts, left and right. So we'll just pop that in now. So there we are. We have our income and we have our expenses all filled in with our priority bills, any credit cards, loans that we have, any savings that we have, and any additional expenses. So, okay, we know all our costs, and what would we do next is we'd need to know the total amount of expenses and take this amount from, the income that we have, and we need to know what we have left. So we've copied it across, and what we'll do is find the total, and then we'll find, the extra cash that we have at the bottom. Okay, so let's just do that now. So we've got the total just here, and then we'll have an extra cash tile here. And what we have to do is we'll have to figure out sort of what all these costs are, and then total this and extra cash this. And to make this easier for the future, so when we have to edit these costs, we'll just put some formulas in that will make it quite easy for us to do that. So we'll just start with this one here, and all you have to do is press equals, and then click work. And what you could do is you could just drag this down, but we'll keep it simple, and I'll do it sort of for each one. So we'll do that, and we can drag that down up until internet, and then we'll go again, so equals express, and then we'll do that for Halifax, we'll do that for our savings, and we'll do that for our car insurance, and we can drag this one down as well. Okay, so now we know all our costs, or what we expect our costs to be and what our income will be. So let's sum our total expenditure or expenses. Let's do that now. So sum. Okay, so we've got £1,475 in expenses, or dollars, of course, depends where you're from. And then we'll find out how much extra cash we have. So if we said equals, and then we'll just do our total income, sorry about that, minus our expenses, so everything we have to spend money on. And there we go. So per month, we'd have £525 extra cash. And based on what you're saving or what you're paying for, you'll know how much extra cash you have. Okay, so now we know how much extra cash we have. That's pretty much a budget, simply of how to know what you have left in the month and how to make sure you're not overspending. And let's say if you did have any extra costs, like going out or anything you wanted to put in here, you could put that in, or if you have any other expenditure that I haven't put there. Okay, so what we can do is we can just make this a bit more complicated. So, if this is enough for you, that's enough to get a budget, and you can format this however you want. So we'll just do that. and we can make it more complicated if you want. And if you want to see that, you just carry on watching the video. Okay, so just formatted it a bit. So what we've got is we just have our income, our work income, which is our projected value of £2,000, and we have all our expenses, our projected values of what we think our expenses will be. So this is a more complicated format. So if you have your actual and your variance, so projected is what you think it's going to be, actual is what it actually sort of comes out to be at the end of the month, and then variance will be what the differences were from what you expected. So let's just put some scenarios in to figure out how that would actually look. So let's say we got a bonus this month, so we had 2,200 income, and we had the same rent, and we had 60 gas, and we used a whole lot more electricity, and our water was still the same. Of course, our council tax will be the same as well. And let's say Sky or whoever just changed their tariffs, and then if we actually reduced our credit card balance, and our loan would obviously stay the same unless anything happened. And let's say actually we want to go on holiday now, so we're saving £500, and then our car insurance, our fuel costs, road tax, meal plan was the same, and our TV subscriptions. Okay, and these would essentially be manual because these would be your actual costs that can be variable each month. And then again, just move this across. Well, to be fair, you'd probably format the cells across, so we'll just go with the sum. Okay, see what we have left per month, which is our total income minus our expenditure. Okay, so now we know we have a bit less, a bit less extra cash, but we had more income and more spending. So let's figure out what the difference in these values were. So let's go through our variance. So this would be our actual minus our projected. Okay, so we had 200 extra, and then we'll go again. So this will be equal to our actual minus our projected. Okay, and then we'll just copy this all the way down. Okay, and we can also see how much more money we've actually have, or expenses we've had, and then we can see how much more money or less money, extra cash that we have. So we have £60 less cash, extra cash, and we have 220 more expenses, and 200 more sort of income, which is what you expect. Okay, and then after this you can colour format this if you want, but this budget will tell you exactly sort of what you're spending. This is what you expected to spend, or what you think these bills would be if they were a bit more expensive, and sort of the change in them, so then you can monitor what you're spending. So let's say we spent some more on electricity and gas. This is what we could do to reduce that and help you budget a bit better.